say Jacob Harmon. I hope. Let me check payment to see because I didn't checked everybody, but I looked. I think I looked at the wrong Harmon. Let me double check. But I know he said it was his first ever break. So I'm cutting some slack. I'll send him a message if he hasn't paid yet after. So he can get his Tigers cards. But I'm gonna check that right now. Anyways, obviously we're gonna run this break here. Just giving everybody a second to get in here.
To save money on wireless. So, you ready?
Sorry, he's trying to get the game on me. There we go. Let me pop in this. Gonna have this sound on. Hopefully everybody's having a good day. Obviously not going to pull up anybody's name because PayPal sucks. Oh wait, no. Oh no, it didn't. Ha! That's rude. Who the hell is this? Alright, let me message him and make sure that he knows he needs to pay. And we'll get rolling. Jacob. I'll get him after the break. It's fine. Let's get rolling here. We have 8 boxes of Stadium Club. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see them in overhead camera, I'm pretty sure. 1, 2, 3, 4. Which is a half case. Good luck to everybody in this. So make sure you tell me times 2 if you want your team in the second half of the case. If not, I'm posting this one early. Probably going to be like 11 a.m. early tomorrow. I'm going to try to post up a little bit earlier from now on. That way, hopefully, if I post it earlier, maybe it'll get those extra couple hours will give us a chance to get it filled. Same day or earlier in the day. That way we can start breaking earlier because I'd really like to start getting these breaks on like Tuesday through Friday. Start to get them around like 8:30 start time or 9 the latest. Like we kind of started 9:15 tonight, but that was mostly me just I had all the leafing some leafing whatever else what was I gonna say? I had all the leaf from last night and the Pokemon that I sorted all sitting on the table, but I didn't have a bin to put it in to bring it back to my house for shipping. We got Derek Jeter to start us off for the Yankees. Going to Michael Weiss. If you want your box topper, let me know. If not, I'm not going to send it. As in general, they're not... It's not that I have anything against the box toppers. They're not super, super valuable. On top of they're a pain in the ass to send, if I'm being honest. Man, they just love going for it on 4th down. Like, I don't understand. Or is that a flashback? Like, why not kick the field goal to tie the game? Is their field goal kickers... What's his name, too, isn't it? Isn't it the dude that, like, has, like, a ridiculous leg? Like, I understand being aggressive, but I don't know, man. Like, now your defense pretty much needs a stop. Like, do they hate their field goal kicker? Is the starting field goal kicker injured or something? Like, Because they have what's his name, right? The dude that used to kick for Denver that has like kicks like 60 yarders. Like I don't. Him and John Harbaugh are the go for it bros. Yeah. Been hanging out with Riverboat Ron too much. Oh, it's only. I thought they had. Didn't they used to have what's his name? The dude that he kicked for Denver and has like the longest field goal in NFL history, other than Justin Tucker. Can't think of what his name. Prater. I thought they still had Matt Prater. I don't think Harbaugh is a bad coach at all, to be honest. Like, I don't think if the Ravens fired him that he'd be a better one. Like, that they'd find a better coach. Well, you have Carlton Fisk, Crawford, Frank Thomas. Just like I don't think if the Steelers fired Tomlin, they'd find a better coach. Like, that's the problem. We have Haniger, Veritek, Schwarber, Max Fried, Realamuto, Bench, Robbie Ray, Telez, Jackie Robinson, Wagner, Musgrove, Oscar Gonzalez, Machado, Mountcastle, Garrett Mitchell, Waldachuk, Bellinger, and Oscar Colas. I'm going to have Clayton Kershaw, Peraza, Gibson, Ramirez, Joey Votto, Abreu, Woodruff, Crawford. We have Israel Pineda. This box is like the cards are like super stuck. They're not like stuck. They're not stuck together, but they're like not easily sliding either. It's a little goofy. We have Israel Pineda for the Nationals going to Gary. Bro, someone tackle Brock Purdy. Holy smokes. We have Guerrero Jr., Dawson, Altuve, Bryant, Brandon Nimmo, Mathewson, Palmer, Acuna, Darvish, Munson, Gibson, Prado, Tyler Stevenson, Freddie Freeman, Rodon, Carlton Fisk, and Nico Horner. We have McClanahan, Sale, Kreidler, Sonny Gray, Nolan Ryan. We have David Ortiz on the chrome. The Red Sox, Biggio, Bo Jackson, Adley Rutschman, Lars Nootbaar, Josh Bell, Michael Massey, Jose Canseco, Bay, Tovar, McGuire, and Tristan Casas. Mackenzie Gore, Terang, Cronenworth, Chipper Jones, Varsho, Alvarez, Goldschmidt, Boggs, Carew, Hunter Brown, C.J. Abrams, Langeliers, Buxton. We have Adam Wainwright on the orange going to the Cardinals. Be a 59 out of 199. Let's go to Robert Sellers. Oh, that's the game. I was going to say we have Seaver, Lindor, Rizzo, Correa, Bregman, Andrew Vaughn, Diaz, Hayes, Baez, Anderson, Martinez, Acuna Jr., Ozzie Albies, Tyler Freeman, Hornsby, Masataka Yoshida, Marte, and Max Muncy. We have Alcantara, Trey Turner, David Wright, Bo Bichette, Ty Cobb, Austin Riley, Clemens, Wisniewski, Blake Snell, Ripken Jr., Hayes, Biggio, Arenado, Luis Castillo, Bieber, Flaherty, Bo Naylor, Tony Gwynn, Derek Jeter, Groshans, and Hunter Green. I have Austin Riley. We have Nolan Gorman and Cedric Mullins. Vaughn Grisham, Gabriel Moreno, Mel Ott, Jones, Kirby Puckett. Behind Kirby Puckett, we have David Hensley going to the Astros, and that's going to be Chino. Javier Assad and Alex Rodriguez. On a positive note for the Lions, even if they lose, they're pretty... Their team should be set up to at least be good for another 2 or 3 seasons. Although, it all depends on how healthy the Vikings are. We got Fernando Tatis Jr. because they have a pretty competitive division. On top of the Packers, they'll probably be a lot better next year. You have to think the Bears, if they can rebuild their franchise at all, will be competitive. The Bears have 2 top 10 picks. The Lions pretty much gave the Chiefs the layout on how to beat the 49ers, too. Like, there's no way Patty Mahomes and the boys would ever let a team come back from 17 down. But then again, Andy Reid went for a suspect-ass 4th down, too. He should have kicked a field goal earlier in that Ravens game. I mean, in fairness, I did watch 2 different plays where Mark Reynolds dropped. That's his first name, right? Or Reynolds. I don't know what his first name is. It's probably not Mark Reynolds because that was the guy that played for the Cardinals. But let's see. I did watch Reynolds drop a couple big passes, so that didn't help. They have their timeouts. I would go down, kick a field goal real quick, and then try the onside kick, and then see if you can stop them. We have Ozzie Smith, Paguero, Alex Bregman, Vaughn, Diaz, Cruz, DeGrom, Nola, Mariano Rivera, Josh Jung, Ozzie Albies, Tyler Freeman, Hornsby, Willie Mays, Jimenez, Rogers, Barrios, Contreras, Pasquantino, Noah Syndergaard, Torres. We're going to have triumvirates on the Adley Rutschman, Rafael Devers, Williams, Ward, Eckersley, Severino, and Barry Larkin. We have Yadier Molina, Lavon Soto going to the Angels, and Tom Giuliano. Pete Alonso, Tucker, Henderson, Vargas, Luis Castillo, Mike Piazza, Ezekiel Tovar, Freddie Freeman, Max Fried, JT Realmuto, Contreras, Anthony Volpe, Strider, Alvarez. We got Mike Trout, We have Sosa, Oscar Gonzalez, Machado, Austin Riley, Stroman. Stowers, Dylan Cease. We have Will Clark on the chrome. Then we're going to have Ohapi, Peraza, Bob Gibson, Jeter Downs, Witt Jr., Scooball, Burns, Williams, Matt Olson, Guerrero Jr., and Andre Dawson. Yeah, Brooks Robinson, Xander Bogaerts, Benintendi, Dontrelle Willis, Pujols, Betts, McGuire, Tristan Casas, Dale Murphy, Gallen, Jeff Bagwell, Molina, Mays, Yogi Berra, Roger Clemens, Wisniewski, Otani, Ruiz, Ortiz, Torkelson, Corbin Carroll, Chipper Jones, Bieber, Flaherty, Jimenez, Derek Hall, Joe Morgan. We have Alec Burleson, Luis Robert, Nolan Gorman, and Cedric Mullins. J.J. Bleday, Mattingly Lee, Satchel Paige, Brett Batty. We have Yelich, Darvish, Munson, Spencer Steer, Dwight Gooden, Cabrera, Meyer, Griffey Jr., Yordan Alvarez, Betts, Stanton, Gosman, Hunter. We have Brennan, Yount, Corey Seager. We have Going Yard, Nolan Arenado. We have Nico Horner, McClanahan, Semien, Tom Glavine, Logan Webb, Greg Maddux, and Brian Reynolds on the red. Bo Jackson and Adley Rutschman. There's an autograph of somebody behind him. We have Lennon Sosa for the White Sox. Going to Rob. No, I didn't watch the Royal Rumble. I'm going to assume that Cody Rhodes won because everybody was like, wow, I'm tired of Cody Rhodes being force-fed to us. But maybe I'm wrong. I didn't watch it. Bro, you got a score there. What is the tight end doing? What a dummy. Bro, he could have walked in the end zone. Terrible. Ichiro for the Mariners. I mean, anybody that's in the NFL is obviously super athletic or super talented, right? There's like nobody that's not in the NFL that's like an absolute bum, right? But there's a reason some guys are backups. Like, holy smokes, like, bro. If they kick the ball off or get an onside kick and don't get to score because they're down like 20 seconds, it's that dude's fault. Like, I also thought Zay Flowers' extra effort was just absolutely stupid on his fumble. Like it was so unnecessary for him to try to dive in. Like just go down at the 2-yard line, pound the ball in, you easily score a touchdown. What are they doing? Bro, go in shotgun, spread everybody out, and throw a route, throw a slant to Amon-Ra St. Brown. What in the hell? Oh my lord! Run a pick play with Laporta and Amon-Ra St. Brown, and then literally if St. Brown's not open on the quick slant, just throw the fade to Laporta after he picks the guy for St. Brown. Worst case scenario, you throw it out of the back of the end zone. Now we're going to run a bunch and get a pick play. And it'll probably be pass interference. Watch. They made that way harder than it needed to be. But now you pretty much need to get the onside kick. Or you lose. Because you had to use a timeout. Like, you're not getting down the field with no timeouts in 14 seconds or whatever. You can get the ball back in. Hell of a catch by Williamson. Or Williams, whatever the hell his name is. Jameson Williams. Campbell should have kicked that field goal earlier. Like I said, the Lions will be fine for the next couple of years as long as they can sign Goff. As long as they can sign Goff, we've got Berrios, Contreras, Burns. As long as they can sign Goff to a reasonable contract. We have Satchel Paige, Robert, Meneses, Matsui, Ward, Henderson, Batty, Cabrera, Meyer. We have Cattell Marte. And the only problem is in the NFL, like, no quarterback tries to really take a team-friendly deal. We have Springer, Murray, Vargas, Contreras, Griffey Jr., Brennan, Yount. We have Ripken Jr., Garrett Cole, Tatis, Volpe, Seager, Glavin, Webb. We have David Wright. We've got Will Benson on the autograph going to the Reds, which is going to go to Mario. But yeah, you pretty much need the onside kick right now. We have Swanson, Detmers, Riley, Maddox, Benintendi, Willis. We have Vaughn Grisham on the rookie card for the 1991. Going to the Braves. Go to James Gustin. Freddie Freeman, Christian Yelich, Stephen Kwan, and Marcus Stroman. Jeter Downs. Pujols, Bagwell, Molina, Bay, McCarthy, Schwarber, Witt Jr., Blade. Have Mays, Ortiz, Langeliers. Tim Anderson, Stott, Hensley. Oh my God, they got it to do what they wanted it to do and didn't get the ball. What are they doing? Oh my God. Mathley Steer. Torkelson, Corbin Carroll, Joe Morgan, Adolis Garcia, Martinez, and Morel. Oh, he touched it early. Never mind. I thought the 49ers player hit it, so it would have been offsides anyways, right? I was going to say Dwight Gooden, Gosman, Burleson. We have Luis Robert, Cabrera, Buxton, Puckett, Green, Hunter, Semien, Adames, Cortez, Willie Stargell, Smith, Joe Mauer, Yoshida, Brooks Robinson, Bogarts, Cavalli, Cruz, Hall, Riley, Nola, Musgrove, Gallen, Otani, Wainwright, Frank Thomas, Haniger, Mookie Betts, Ted Williams, and Jimenez. Ruiz, Jimenez, Veritek, Tellez, Robinson. Got a Frank Thomas for the White Sox. Well, I guess we're going to get the 49ers versus the Chiefs. 1 out of 199. Tucker, Devers, Hall, McKenzie. Gunnar Henderson, Honus Wagner, Waldachuk, Story, Rillamuto, Alonzo Smith, Scherzer, Bellinger, Colas, Votto, Rollins, Machado, Fried, Dale Murphy. Got Jimmy Rollins, Vientos, Fielder, Anthony Volpe, Bubba Thompson for the Rangers. Then we're going to have Brendan Rodgers and Jacob deGrom. That was box 3. You can hope for a fumble, I guess. They still won't get the ball back, right? Like, no matter what, they're just going to probably take the punter or whoever and run him backwards. We have David Ortiz. Because I would love to see some sort of like the Stanford band type play and let Jahmyr Gibbs get some like 3 dudes 1-on-3 in open space and just break some people out their shoes. I would love to see that. But I don't think there's going to be enough time. Now we gotta see everyone talk about how great Purdy is, which is fine for me when it comes to selling football cards, but in general, I think Purdy's pretty overrated. Yep, game over. Like, I think he's 100% good enough to be a quarterback you can win a Super Bowl with. But I don't think he's a good enough quarterback for... Like, he's not going to put the whole team on his back. If that makes sense. Like, I miss all the fluky stuff. When I left my house, the 49ers were still down 17 points and the third quarter had just started. So I'm not really sure how it got tied, like what the crazy plays were. The announcers on the radio had said that there was some crazy plays, but no one really said what the crazy plays were. So Russell Wilson did the same thing, and then he wasn't. The plays in the 49ers, someone said there was like some sort of catch off of a defender's helmet. No, the Lions aren't discounted in football breaks now. It has nothing to do with them being successful. It's the fact that their rookie class is disgusting. You have Laporta, Jahmyr Gibbs. Plus, you still have Brian Branch, and the autographs are... Oh, and you have Hendon Hooker, Hooker, like I said, if Goff doesn't sign for a friendly deal, Hooker might be their quarterback in a year or two. We have Prado, Sale. That's why the Lions are the price that they are. And Jahmyr Gibbs had a pretty good game if you watched. I was going to say with Yadier Molina. Mays, Ortiz. There could be a chance that he ends up being the best running back. Oh, so there was that, and then someone said that Dan Campbell went for it on 4th down when he shouldn't have, and then that there was a fumble. So, Votto, Cabrera, Pena, Bell, Alcantara, Joe Morgan, Burleson, Luis Robert, We have Aaron Judge, Chapman, Sandberg, Turner, Cabrera, Adames, and Cortez. We're going to have Frank Thomas, Michael Garcia. Yeah, Yassel had 2 of the nastiest runs I've seen in the playoffs. Hit for the Royals there. And that's going to Joe. We have Ruth, Soto, Wallner, Verdugo, Alvarez, Trout, Stowers, Alvarez, Lodolo, Bello, Kreidler, Lars Nootbaar, Torkelson, Corbin Carroll. Then we have Max Scherzer for the Mets on the gold plated. Oh, I see it now. They're doing a replay of the Ayuk catch. A flea flicker like the one they ran though, where it was like the double pass. Those are hard because if you don't get the laces ever again, it's really hard to throw an NFL football without the laces. No matter how big your hands are. Like to throw it far. We have Bobby Witt Jr., Aranda, Posey, Hernandez, Kirby, Cease, Scooball, Burns, Suzuki, Larry Walker, Grove, Kershaw, Fisk, Bernie Williams, Cordy Lee, Satchel Paige, Francisco Lindor, Ortiz, Woods Richardson, Crawford, Batty, Cabrera, Meyer. We have Salvador Perez, Spencer Steer, going to the Reds, and Mario. And teams are not going to judge him on a double pass flea flicker, so I mean it's kind of an irrelevant argument. I mean the man's going to be paid $40+ million a year. We have Wander Franco and Jock Peterson. I think the biggest reason they want to get rid of Goff is they didn't want to pay it. They had to make a decision on his 5th-year option. We have Snell, Ripken, Stargell, Cavalli, DL Hall, Urias, Alvarez, Olsen, Naylor, Gwynn, Rollins, Vientos, Fielder, Wainwright, and they wouldn't have had the rebuild they had if they didn't trade Stafford for Goff. We have McCutchen, Urias, Grisham, Gore, Wainwright, Frank Thomas, Haniger, Goldschmidt, Sean Murphy, Harper, Terrain, Carew, Veritek, Tellez, and Jackie Robinson. We have Jock Peterson, Joe Ryan, Sosa, Johnny Bench, Ray, Griffey Jr., Brennan, Yount, Bichette, Perez, Suzuki, Mountcastle, Mitchell, Seager, Glavin, Webb. We have Photographers Proof for Ketel Marte. Oh, I'm not saying he's like a top-tier quarterback, but he's going to get paid $40 million a year. I mean, we have Aaron Judge, Jazz Chisholm Jr., Ramirez, Altuve, Maddox, Benintendi. Unless he takes a pay cut for the Lions, like that'd be his choice though. We have Massey, Smith, Garcia, because no one says that Goff is a top 5 quarterback. We have Bryant, Gibson, Dontrelle Willis, Pujols, Bagwell, Blade, Sandoval, Julio Rodriguez. That's why. I was going to say, no one's making an argument that Jared Goff is a monster that should be considered in the top 10 of the NFL, where people are trying to say Purdy's like the next Tom Brady. That's the difference. We have Trey Turner for the Phillies. Ooh. The difference is the perception of the two quarterbacks. No one's trying to say Goff is an MVP level quarterback. I mean, you'd be surprised if you talk to people. I mean, I deal with a lot of people in the card world, but there's more than just them that think he's... A lot of people that are casual fans that don't know, like, don't watch football or play football think that Brock Purdy is a lot better than what he is, just because he does, like Robert Sellers said, he does win. And this year his numbers were really, were pretty good compared to the rest of the league. But the league had a really down year because a lot of the best quarterbacks were injured. Even if you don't think Kirk Cousins is a great quarterback, Kirk Cousins is a stat sheet filler. At the very least, he fills the stat sheet, right? So, and then I'm gonna say, Joe Burrow was hurt most of the year. It seemed like Mahomes didn't care, and out of that, when Mahomes did make some big plays, his wide receivers dropped quite a bit of balls. He had some poor luck with interceptions this year, bouncing off of wide receivers, drops, and whatever else. So this year, when it comes to like MVP, the only reason Purdy was even in the MVP discussion was because other guys had terrible years. We have Wilson Contreras, Taylor Ward, Stowers, Dylan Cease. It's not like Purdy was out here throwing for 5,000 yards this year. That makes sense. We got Scooball, Harper, Franco, Peterson, Henderson, Vargas, Burns, Williams, Lee, Max Muncy, Salvador Perez, Azuki, Contreras, Anthony Volpe, Satchel Paige, Batty, Mariano Rivera. We have David Ortiz, Aaron Judge, Chisholm Jr., Riley, Stroman, Cabrera, Meyer, Griffey Jr., Strider, Smith, Garcia, Barrera, or Yogi Berra, not Barrera, Reynolds, Pasquantino, Syndergaard, Torres, Cease, Raleigh, Garcia, Smith, Paguero, Eckersley, Severino, Larkin, Robbie Ray, Lodolo, Bello, Rivera, and Josh Jung. Castillo, Piazza, Tavar, Tatis Jr. The problem with LeBron is LeBron actually has to make the playoffs, so I was going to say we have Walker, Grove, Barrios, Strider, Alvarez, Trout. We have Johnny Bench. We have Levon Soto again. I mean, Lamar's 100% going to be MVP. I don't think there's any question about it. We have David Ortiz and Woods Richardson, but it'd be the second MVP he wins where everybody else has a down year. So we have Torrey Hunter, Semien, Mays, Ortiz, Torkelson, Witt, Ruth, Soto, Robinson, Bogarts, Corbin Carroll, Joe Morgan, Burleson, Bieber, Alvarez, Olson, Murphy, Gallen, Luis Robert, Cabrera, Adames. We have Peterson, McCutcheon, Urias, Otani, Ruiz, Cortez, Stargell, Cavalli, O'Hoppe, Sean Murphy, and Bryce Harper. We have Jeter Downs, Witt Jr., Brennan, Yount, Seager, Alvarez, Patrick Sandoval, J-Rod, Blade, Mattingly, Tom Glavine, Webb, Xander Bogaerts on the gold-plated. One of the Padres. It's going to be John Brosius. Mike Piazza. Cabrera, Pena, Steer, Gooden, Maddox, Benintendi, Willis. I have Juan Soto on the going yard. I have Aranda, Posey, Gosman, Pujols, Bagwell, Molina. Yeah, Jack Flaherty and Stone Garrett behind for the Nationals. Going to Gary. What I'm trying to say is it's an MVP is clearly the quarterback's award. And we have Chapman and Sandberg, and like every quarterback had a down year, and Lamar had like a regular Lamar year. So he's going to be easily the front runner for MVP. Like Allen had a bad year turning the ball over. We have Mark McGwire. And then you're going to have let's see. Allen didn't have the best year, so that's one of the elite quarterbacks. Dak was in consideration until he couldn't beat anybody. Because normally him and Kirk Cousins are guys that are like, well, they're not good enough to be MVP, but they fill the stat sheet. So, like, you have to be better than those two, right? Like, they're the base for MVP. Like, if you don't have better numbers than them, you're not even in the conversation. Hurts last year had really good numbers, but he was dog shit this year. And then, like I said, Mahomes had a down year. No Joe Burrow because he's injured. So your top, like, 4 or 5 guys are injured. So that standard's not set there. So it leaves Lamar as the only guy that's healthy all year on a really good football team. And he had good they weren't great numbers. They weren't like, oh my god, this is MVP 100%, but he had good enough numbers to win an MVP. The real only true blemish on his record is he didn't beat the Steelers this year, and he was split with the Browns. So in the division, he was, what, 500? Hurts was an MVP good this year, though. Hurts another stat sheet filler because he's a guy that he gets a lot of rushing touchdowns because they do that tush push shit. Where, like, normally other people's running backs will get those 1 yards. Same with Josh Allen. He gets a ton of rushing touchdowns because they sneak. I actually don't think Odell Beckham Jr. played that bad, to be honest, this year. I mean, he's not what he used to be. We have Bench, Ray, Hall, Jimmy Rollins. We have Vientos, Devers, Alvarez, Olsen, Mountcastle, Garrett Mitchell. Well, the fans are insufferable, but it doesn't mean that the team has to be terrible. We have Cecil Fielder, Wainwright, Frank Thomas, Rizzo, McCutcheon, Urias, Ramirez, Altuve, Haniger, Veritek, Telez. We have Austin Riley, Murphy, Harper, Alcantara, Turner, Cobb, Hayes, Biggio, Urias, Tatis Jr., and George Springer. You got Chris Bryant, Jackie Robinson, Gunnar Henderson, Wagner, Jeff Bagwell. Behind Jeff Bagwell is Franklin German for the White Sox. Joe Ryan, Sosa, Prado, Gibson. You got Waldachuk, Kolas, Goldschmidt, Ichiro, Liberatore, Sale, Kreidler, Votto, Abreu, Woodruff, Pujols. We have Matsui, Harris II, Newbar, Bell, Nimmo. Mathewson, we got Trey Turner on the chrome. We have Alex Rodriguez, Eddie Murray, and Joey Meneses. Yogi Berra, Carew, Massey, Canseco, Bay, Harper, Morrell, Stott, Brown, Rizzo, Wright, Bichette, Palmer. We got Derek Jeter on the 222 out of 199 on the orange. Going to the Yankees and Michael Weiss, which I'm sure he's not watching. He's a big Ravens fan, so a lot of guys Ravens fans. That's why you're not seeing a lot of. I mean, I'm not a huge Pickett fan. I think he can be successful. I think a lot of it's the offensive coordinator. I mean, I think we have Green. Is he actually signing in Series 1? I'd have to go and look at the checklist. We have Martinez, Correa, JD. They were already going to be expensive without Griffey because of Ellie De La Cruz. And then you have Noelvi Marte still signing. You have Christian Encarnacion Strand. Like, if you're a Reds fan, just expect to pay a lot of money. I don't know what else to say. We have Cronenworth. It's not my fault. Tell your team not to have such a good rookie class. We have Chipper Jones of our show, Guerrero, Yoshida, Puckett, Acuna, Reynolds, Abrams, Langeliers, Buxton, J.D. Martinez, Joe Musgrove, Mauer, Blake Snell, Cal Ripken Jr. We have Nolan Arenado, Jeter, Groshan, Soto, Detmers, and Garrett Cole. You have to also remember, too, it doesn't matter if he lives with the hype or not. It's the card world, man. I don't control that. Like, I personally would rather take 10 Josh Jung autographs if it's basing everything on talent compared to, I don't know, not Corbin Carroll's not the right comparison. Let's say Anthony Volpe, but Volpe's the Yankee shortstop where Josh Jung plays third base on the Rangers. We have Bo Naylor, Tony Gwynn, Green, Moreno, Ott, McCutcheon, Juan, Swanson, Grisham, Gore, Nolan Jones, Stevenson, Freeman, Rizzo. We have Schwarber, Yelich, Terang, Rodon, Gray, Ryan. We have Ronald Acuna Jr., Dermis Garcia, which is why I try to take everybody's price, average it together, then look at the checklist to see what's actually on that. No, Volpe was drafted in 2019. Dermis Garcia for the Oakland Athletics. First round in 2019. We have David Hensley. He was a high schooler. Jake McCarthy. I mean, so was Mayer, but they weren't drafted the same year. Mayer was 2021. He was drafted 2 years after Mayer. I'm pretty sure Volpe was in a 19 draft, though. He had to be 18 or 19 because he's in Bowman 2020 with Jason Dominguez. Drafted 30th overall in the 2019 draft. You have David Ortiz. Because the Yankees were like stupid expensive. Them and the Rangers were so much money in Bowman 2020. Bobby Witt Jr. is first in there as well, who was also drafted in 2019. So actually, you got some really good shortstops out of that draft. 2019 draft was actually a really good draft. You got Adley Rutschman, Gunnar Henderson. So you actually got 3 really good shortstops out of that draft. Gunnar Henderson was a second rounder. Then you got let's see, you got Volpe, Rutschman, Riley Green. Max Meyer hasn't. No, Max Meyer is 2020. Second pick in 20. No, yeah, second pick in 2020. Yeah, it was Trey Sweeney they drafted. Because the Mayer year was they drafted Henry Davis was the first pick. Because that was the big talk, right? Was there the Pirates going to pick Marcelo Mayer because he has the most upside? Or were they going to pick somebody else like Henry Davis who was the most ready to play draft pick according to scouts? And they went the Henry Davis route. Plus, Henry Davis didn't want the max that the first overall pick requires compared to Marcelo Mayer was not going to sign with anybody unless he got the max. I think his agent's Drew Rosenhaus, I think. It's either Rosenhaus or one of the other guys that's like one of those super agents where like they ain't taking no pay cuts. But yeah, the 19 draft actually had a lot of good players in it. I mean, Jeter Downs, look, we laugh about Jeter Downs, but there's a chance that Jeter Downs ends up being the second baseman for the Yankees and being successful. I know that sounds crazy, but there's an outside chance. So, because all them other dudes that play in the infield get hurt all the time. We have J.D. Martinez, Acuna, Eckersley, Severino, Larkin, Harper again, McCutcheon, Berra, Reynolds, Castillo, Piazza. We have Tavar, Nico Horner, Sosa, Murphy, Smith, Paguero, Strider, Alvarez, Trout, Seaver, Liberatore, Joe Ryan, Mariano Rivera, Josh Jung, Kyle Stowers, Cease, Skubal. We have Drew Waters, Michael Harris II, got Ichiro, Lars Nootbaar, Josh Bell, Sonny Gray, Nolan Ryan. We have Michael Massey, Lou Gehrig on the red. We have Alec Thomas, Paul Goldschmidt, Adolis Garcia. Oh, did they release them again? We have Aaron Judge, Grisham, Mackenzie Gore, Abrams, Langeliers, Buxton, Sonny Gray, Nolan Ryan, Trout, Ryan Sandberg, and Aranda. Terrain, Carew, Bregman, Vaughn, Diaz, Michael Massey, Soto, Chapman, Brown, Rizzo, Albies. We got Freeman, Hornsby. We got the Bean team, Tatis Jr. Going to John Brosius. And the Padres. Matt Olson, Babe Ruth, Carlos Correa, Pasquantino, Syndergaard, Torres, Shane McClanahan. We have Jared Young for the Rangers. Yeah, I'm assuming they just used him for a trade bait and the trade deadline. I'm not sure why they signed him. We have Julio Urias and Yordan Alvarez. We have Altuve, Chris Bryant, Ty Cobb, Hayes, Biggio, Arenado, Judge, Woods Richardson, Walker, Gibson, Jeter, Groshans, Hunter Green, Bryce Harper on the refractor. I mean, that's what the Royals did last year. They signed him, then they traded him to the Rangers and got themselves Cole Ragans. I wouldn't mind a trade like that, where you get a young starting pitcher out of Chapman at the trade deadline. We have Lars Nootbaar, Jock Peterson, Ortiz, Prado, Sale, Moreno, Ott, Jones, and Willie Mays. But I think that the Pirates management thinks that they'll actually be competitive this year, which is why they signed him. We have Suzuki, Franco, Alcantara, Trey Turner, Canseco, Bay, Wright. We have Patrick Sandoval for the Angels on the orange. It's going to be a 12 out of 199. We have Julio Rodriguez, Josh Smith, Blake Snell, Cal Ripken, Bichette, Palmer, Strider, Pena, Sandoval, Kreidler, Stevenson, Freeman. I have Rodon, Kreidler again. We're going to get Anthony Volpe on the 2023 rookie card, 17 out of 25 from the 1991 Stadium Club, going to Michael Weiss. That's a big hit. It's actually a monster. Speaking of Volpe, we have Chisholm Jr., Perez, Bo Naylor, Gwynn, Cronenworth, Jones, Varsho, Eloy Jimenez. We have Jose Canseco, Buster Posey, and Oswaldo Cabrera. Into the last box here. Make sure you times 2 your team if you want them in the second half. Say we have Brett Batty. If you guys are here, obviously you've seen the Beam team was hit, but I will say other than the Volpe, we haven't had any low-numbered autographs, or any numbered autographs. In the first 2 cases we did, there was about 6 numbered. Well, there's not Matt McLain in this product, so I don't think his cards are going to pop up, Mario. Which is why the Reds are the price that they are. Compared to they'd probably be a little bit higher if McLain was in it. They have a big checklist. They have a lot of guys and a lot of veterans. I think a couple veterans signed, but they don't have any. There's no Matt McLain. Because remember, this product was supposed to come out in, like, June. It's, like, super delayed. I don't know if you guys remember people crying about it in the summertime. Hey. I mean, I could have just let you believe that you could have got a McLain and then been all be like, I don't think I hit one McLain card, and message me in the side and then been pissed off I didn't say anything. Or I could be like some of the other breakers and just think McLain's in there because I don't know shit about the product and don't read the checklist. Which then I got in a Twitter. What happened with it being delayed is the paper they printed on wasn't available, I'm pretty sure. But what I was getting at when I was about to go in with Twitter is there was a breaker on Twitter that literally, like, I don't understand why there wasn't better autographs in Stadium Club, yada, yada, yada. First off, I talked about it last time I'm breaking Stadium Club. For a box that's $135, 130 or whatever else, 2 on-card autographs, you're not going to get Julio Rodriguez and Mike Trout in every single box. It's just not going to happen. It's a product for collectors, for the pictures, some photo variations. It's for more collecting, and obviously every box does have like 3 or 4 hits in it. Plus, you guys will see, because I put them aside to be sleeved, like obviously you have these orange ones that are non-numbered, but they also, that have black or red or whatever, like I put those to the side even if they're veterans, to be sleeved. But anyway, he was like, I know baseball. I was a minor league, or I played in college and blew out my knee, so I didn't get drafted. And I was like, bro, I don't give a shit if you played, but you could have played goddamn horseshoes. I don't give a fuck. Doesn't mean you know what the hell you're talking about. Like, that was his argument. I know baseball because I played baseball in college. Cool, bro. We have Ryan Kreidler, Lars Nootbaar, Luis Castillo, Mike Piazza. I play farming simulator, so I'm a farmer. Like, I know all about farming. Like, that's his fucking argument. We have Ezekiel Tovar, Soto, Rutschman, Horner, Gore. I got a garden in my backyard, boys. I'm a farmer. Let me tell you how to use that backhoe. We have Max Meyer, Griffey Jr., Brennan, Palmer, Rodriguez, Gorman, Carew, Hunter Brown, Robin Yount, Seager, Glavin, Trey Turner. We're going to have Wade Boggs, Assad, Rizzo, Logan Webb, Greg Maddux. We have Benintendi, Bo Bichette. We have Caleb Killian for the Cubs. It's going to go to Adam Hobson. I think this is your first break in the group, Adam. I appreciate you. So I say, I know it's Jacob Harmons. I got to make sure. I got to go see if I can find his thing to make sure he paid me. We have Francisco Lindor, Paul Goldschmidt, Correa, J.D. Martinez, Dontrell Willis, Albert Pujols, Bagwell, Bichette, Tim Anderson, Seaver, Ronald Acuna, Yogi Berra, Molina, Willie Mays, Ortiz, Mark Vientos on the, I cannot remember. It's not sepia, that's not the right thing, but it's like orange Papadopoulos for the Mets. We have Max Muncy, Baez. I'll admit with you right now, I don't know half the names. It was a joke, Austin. It's like I was being. Never mind. We have. I know you know. I know that's a construction thing. I was making a joke because whatever. Let's say Rivera, Morgan, Burleson, because it's like something that sounds like you'd use for farming, but you don't actually use it for farming. Obviously, use a bunch of tractors with attachments on them is normally what people use. We have Munson, Bello. We have Raleigh, Reynolds, Ozzie Albies, Torkelson, Corbin Carroll, Cabrera, Dale Murphy, Garcia, Marte. Get me one of them Amish plows. Just a good old horse. 2 horses. Some of them Clydesdales. We have Volpe. We have the top man Jeter Downs, Haniger, Veritek, Tellez, Urias, Chisholm Jr., Perez, Witt Jr., Blade, Robinson, Gunnar Henderson, Wagner, Verlander, Garcia, Judge, Mattingly, Spencer Steer, Waldachuk, Bellinger, Colas, Bogarts, Julio Rodriguez, Josh Smith, Dwight Gooden, and Kevin Gausman. I will let you guys know I'm gonna work on the price list still tonight. Probably post it late for the 4K Leaf break. And then it's gonna drop at noon tomorrow. We're gonna have Votto, Abreu, but no mustache, only the beard. We have Woodruff, we have Jones, Pena, Sandoval, Jung, Barrios. I'll tell you what, man, not the Amish, because I don't know if you know who the Mennonite are. They live in Lancaster too. They motherfuckers know how to play some softball. They'll whip your ass. You go to Ohio or Pennsylvania, you're going to have to play yourself. If you're in a softball tournament at some point in time, you get near the top 4 teams or whatever, you're going to have to play yourself some Mennonite motherfuckers. And all them dudes do is like work in paper mills and hit softballs. It's fucking ridiculous. We have Cabrera, Adames, Cortez, Soto, Grove, Lodolo, Contreras, Ward, Stargell, Cavalli, Cruz, Darvish, Woods, Richardson, Walker, Henderson, Vargas. The Amish made me remind me about that because everybody calls them Amish, but they're not Amish, they're Mennonite. I was gonna say they're different. Like these motherfuckers got electricity in cars. Like it ain't just like they're not Amish. They ain't rolling up in horse and buggies. Like they come in their cars. Their wives will still wear the bonnet and stuff because it's part of their religion. But these motherfuckers are allowed to wear jerseys. They don't got to come out in their goddamn all black overalls and their straw hat. looking like fucking Luffy from One Piece and shit. We got DL Hall, Rollins, Vientos. We're going to have Gunnar Henderson on the going yard. We have Peterson, Ortiz, Contreras, Cecil Fielder, Wainwright, Thomas, Hoskins. We have Nelson Velasquez, who's actually a pretty hard hit because I think he only has an auto. Going to Adam. And then we're going to have Suzuki and Wander Franco. Yeah, man, but I'm going to whip your ass in some softball. We played a team when we were in Ohio a couple, like, maybe 5 years ago now. They're like, we were playing D at the time, but I think they're like a A team now. I think they fell apart due to money. But these fuckers were playing 4-man. Their pitcher would pitch the shit off the mound and sprint backwards. And if you hit the ball at him, he was like a goddamn NHL goalie. He couldn't hit the ball past him. Dude would fucking... He kick-saved one. Like... Yeah, fucking... You play them, you already know you're about to be in a goddamn dogfight. We have Ketel Marte on the photographer's proof. Mark Vientos on the Apapapadopoulos. Pretty sure that's what the orange in the black and white is. We have Patrick Sandoval on the orange. We're going to have the refractor, Bryce Harper, the orange, Derek Jeter. Frank Thomas on the orange, a 1991 Stadium Club. Or I think it's 92 Stadium Club. Vaughn. We have Adam Wainwright on the orange. We're going to have the 2 gold-plated, Xander Bogaerts and Max Scherzer, one for the Mets and one for the Padres. And we're getting into the autographs. It's going to be Velasquez, Jared Young, Dermis Garcia, German, Garrett. I have Levon Soto. We have Lennon Sosa. We have another Levon Soto here that's on the hit board, as well as Michael Garcia on the base autos. Get into what's on the board. I have Israel Pineda, Bubba Thompson, Will Benson with a nice catch on the wall, Caleb Killian, Spencer Steer, and then we're going to have a David Hensley for the Astros. And we have the 2 big hits here. We're going to have the Beam Team, Tatis, and then the Anthony Volpe 2023 rookie card out of 25, 17 out of 25 going to Michael Weiss. And that is the break, guys. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good night and be safe. Ooh, I don't know if football will fill up or not tonight. What was I going to say? If it does, I'll break it, but I doubt it's going to fill up. All the shipping should be out for everything except the pick your player. I'm dropping a bunch more of it off. I dropped off half of it on Saturday in the morning, and I'm dropping off the other half tomorrow morning of what I didn't get all shipped out. I don't know what the names are because I literally just started doing as much of it as I could before and to make sure I made it to the post office in enough time on Saturday. Since they've had a real issue with weather, I wanted to make sure everybody's stuff got scanned. That was my concern. That's why I've not been trying to drop it off at night, is because with how the post office has been working lately, I want everybody's stuff to at least be scanned in. Because there was somebody's that literally had never got scanned in by the post office, and then like 2 weeks later it was just delivered to them. Like that's poor, piss poor by the post office. Working on getting the pick your player sorted. I'll have it sorted tonight, so it'll be out by like probably Tuesday morning. Everything else though is already sorted, other than obviously what I broke this, and the leaf isn't sorted either. The leaf from last night. Everything else will be shipped out. So the 2 Stadium Club breaks that already broke, that'll be out too. So we're all fully caught up. Everything will be back down to a week or less in shipping. So I appreciate the patience. I know there's been some people that have asked about it or whatever else, but I do appreciate the patience with the weather, and then me obviously having bronchitis. It was just kind of like one on top of each other, kind of sucked. But as always, I appreciate y'all. I'll hopefully see you guys tomorrow if I don't see you guys again tonight for football. If you're a fan of any of the teams that lost today, I'm sorry. You can come join me on the couch at golf season. For any 49ers fans and Chiefs fans, well, congratulations for your teams being in the Super Bowl. And fuck you guys. No, I'm just kidding. You guys have a good night and be